Alrighty, good evening all, hope you're well. As I say, had some kids to studiously ignore and then some tea to prepare. Had to think about what to stream for this evening, and since on Monday and Tuesday we had some good sessions on The Evil Within and I found myself really enjoying that, and also since it's Halloween and that obviously lends itself a little bit to the horror genre, it seemed a shame not to finish it off, especially since from what I've been told we're only an hour or two away from finishing. So we're going to start with The Evil Within, and we are going to get straight into a boss fight that I sort of got started with but pretty quickly stuck on Tuesday session. And then when we finish that, we'll see what we're in the mood for. So probably Dota, maybe Code Vein, play some sort of anime Dark Souls, or we could theoretically start Evil Within 2, but I don't think I'm going to do that because I want to have a little bit of time to sort of let Evil Within 1 settle before we then get on to Evil Within 2. Which I think I'm almost certainly going to play, as I mentioned in my message, because I have been enjoying the series. I think it's well made, and I hope that the second one is as good as the first. So, speaking of the first, let me just get this sorted, and then we should be good to go. So again, as always, little headphones warning. The game volume is pretty loud once it gets going, just during this stage while it's loading until my audio settings kick in. So you've been warned. Super. And all... Oh, God, it's crashed again. Right, never mind. This will be the definite advantage of playing Evil Within 2 over Evil Within 1, which is that the Evil Within 1 is a slightly older game and as such has a few bugs, a few crash issues, and the video settings were particularly difficult to set up in the first place. Yeah, quite tricky. It looks like my lighting has gone a bit sideways. Let's see if I can... There we go. That's a better quality of light. I think the other one was a little bit hard. I don't know how and when that happened. I must have, with my fat fingers, changed the settings on the lamp. Anyway, how are you guys? Oh, are you having a good evening? Have you got any plans for Halloween, or are you just going to play and watch some horror games yourself and also avoid children trying to get you to give them free shit? God, I hate kids. Final stages of the tea preparation are complete. And we're ready for a boss fight. So... what we've been told about this boss fight by the characters in the game is that we need to be careful of Ruvik's eye, and there are eyes all around the corners of this arena, and pretty sure we have zombies coming towards us now. So what I've learned, just avoid the trick-or-treaters. I think it's a reasonable plan for the evening. So first of all, I've got to remember the controls, because I've just noticed that I got into the game and then immediately I'd forgotten how to sprint. So that's quite special, given that shift is sprint on almost every game in creation. But I did forget, so that's impressive, and doesn't bode well. So what we've learned is that the zombies are pretty damn slow, and that... Whoa, fuck you, little cop zombie. What the feck? So while I'm busy giving the cop zombie some shit for being slow, he's busy shooting me. So what we've learned is that the zombies are really slow, and that therefore we have enough time during this stage to wander around, collect all the ammunition, and sort of get ready for what we assume is going to be quite a tricky next stage. So, for example, we've got a bottle here. No idea why we'd want that. It's not like we can avoid. Let's just, while you're all lined up, we just put a hole in your face, sir. Could you not keep running now? To be fair, that was quite a good defense against headshots because he had a hole in his face and I could theoretically have missed it. Right, we've got a good few components. Just pick up these bolts. Looks like we've got the second wave of zombies coming in. They're all getting a bit close now. This is a break. Whoa! Christ!
Out of ammo.
Right, looks like we've underestimated the zombie section a bit. What the hell? Why are they all suddenly heavily armed? Let's catch them with a bit of good old-fashioned flame. Good. That all seems to go not horrendously. Okay, so we are out of... Oh, sacks, fucking balls. What's he doing here now? Oh, gee, will we just get insta-killed? Fuck! Right, note to self, do not be in the middle when that cutscene goes off. Balls. I'm already getting stressed. Right. I suppose I should be. We're getting towards the end of the game. The game's designed to stress me out. It's doing well. And also it seems to be a fan favourite, me stressing out. So let's not complain too much. Right. I'm not sure. The thing is that, like, I keep... So they told me to watch out for the eye, right? And, oh, you'll understand what I mean. Ha ha ha. Watch out for the eye, blah blah blah. Right, the eyes are all around the place, and I can shoot them, sure, but like they don't do anything yet. So I get the impression that like worrying about the eyes just now doesn't actually make much sense. I get the impression that during the next stage of the fight, you get fucked. We have just used a lot of ammunition there. Right, we're going to leave that guy alive in the hope that it delays the oncoming of the next set of zombies a little bit. There's a lot of ammunition around here for those that want it. Now this guy is problematic. Ow. I'm trying to catch several of them. Yeah, that was good. Oh, so that guy's not dead, but we caught him, so we get to do another match. Trying to get as many kills with matchsticks as possible, given that it's otherwise entirely useless to have, seems like a really good plan to me. So I'm trying to sort of make the best use of my ammo while using the matchsticks to get kills. So we've got this lady. What? I mean, that was pretty good dodging, you got to give her that. So now we should theoretically get our man in the middle. So he's going to send whirling bloody arms at us. We're going to see how well she can climb walls, and meanwhile she can climb walls really well. Fuck! Alright, so the cat approach of hiding up a tree didn't work. I've got my Blood Bowl game tomorrow morning. I'm very much looking forward to that. Mainly talking about that to avoid being stressed about this. But my lizard men are going really, really well this season, and I'm having a lot of fun with them. I could really do with getting some doubles, just in order to add some flavour to the team. But in terms of general strength to the team, I am just fine with lots of block everywhere, guard on the Croxy door, and I did get one double, which sadly, because I'm very boring, I put into Blodge on a skink, which will just give me a very nice scoring skink, which is of course excellent for me, not so great for the opponents. Let's see if I dare look at chat during this fight. What kind of tea am I drinking? I'm drinking a British tea, imported, but it's not particularly special. It's, one second. It's a Yorkshire Gold blend, so it's a triple blend. Oh, hello, madam. So it's one tea leaf from Nepal, one from Sri Lanka, and one from, I want to say India, not 100% sure. Oh, Assam, I think. Assam, so it's like one Assam. And those are put together, and it's particularly good because it's made for Yorkshire, which is a place with particularly hard water. A bit like... Look, you! And you? Oh man, this has gone badly all of a sudden. Well, alright, that suddenly went really well. It went from really bad to really good. We're gonna have to burn Fatty because he's gonna come back. Right. So yeah, it's designed for hard water, and therefore it's really good in Brno, which also has particularly hard water. So, while we've got just one Zombo remaining, we're going to go around and collect everything that we can find, get everything fully reloaded, get on full health as much as we can, and try not to take any damage from him unnecessarily. So it looks like we've got everything fully revved up at the minute, but we're missing a syringe. I know there was a syringe somewhere that we couldn't quite pick up. Yeah, there's that, and I think... Was it here? Where's this zombie before we make a fool of ourselves? Oh, there it is, also. And there's a bolt there. There's the syringe. I knew. So we've got an extra. Now we've got a full set of syringes. We've got full items. So we're ready to hopefully take on Ruvik and his silly, flaily armed lady. Here we go. Sorry, I really struggle to give like short answers to questions when I'm sort of half concentrating on the game and half on. Oh shit! Please get up this fucking thing. Whoa. Which one's Rudy? There. We hit him pretty hard there. So let's burn him. We'll try and minimise damage. I think he's out of it for a bit, so we can shoot her, wait for this guy to make a mistake, burn her and try and burn him in the process. So if he swings and misses like that, then we come over to here, he'll come for us again, we burn her. That timing was fucking amazing and we didn't get him. God damn it. Right. Have one in the face. God, we actually thought that through. Planned it out, did it nicely. No rest for the wicked. Right, we're going to shoot some of these eyes and see what happens. Fuck off. Like, we can close them for a second, but nothing else happens. That was a little Ruvik sort of warning, so I think Ruvik's coming. This doesn't look great, does it? Tell you what, while they're all going to be clumped up in one place. Holy Jesus, excuse me sir, coming through. A big dude with a... This is just not kosher, right. What the fucking hell? Something blew me up before I could blow them up. Jesus Christ. We're going to go for a bit of health. We're going to get smacked in the back of the head with a shovel. Jesus. Right, there are quite a lot of them. And we're out of grenades. So we're going to make a few more explosive ones. That has done a pretty toasty job. But not toasty enough. Right, that guy's toast. Holy shit. Rocket launcher. Holy shit balls. Woo! Okay then. So even when we deal with... So are we going to have to deal with like every boss in order? Is it going to start with that boss and then go to like Safe Head? And then back to the actual Ruvik? This is going to be impossible. I'm genuinely nowhere near good enough at this game to do that. If that's the case, I don't think so. What's happening? Where's all the ammo? Oh. I don't understand which stage we're at now, because like there was no intro video. We've got our man with explosives. Now our bazooka man's coming. Well, isn't that good for everybody? Who else feels it's time to leave? Me. I mean, that was a sniper round to the head. I'd just like to... That was another one. Just going to keep taking those, are we? Alright. Looks like he is going to keep taking those. Up we go. Just going to remind you, sir, that was a sniper to the head. I mean, don't stress yourself about it, but that will put down almost anything in the world. But you just crack on with your day.
Out of ammo?
Out of ammo. Not in that weapon, no, are we, sir? Right. We're going to syringe ourselves. Good evening. So, it looks like it's reloaded the fight, it's sort of saved the fight halfway through. Quick question, by the way, how was the volume for everyone? Was the volume particularly overwhelming or not so much, or... I'm always a bit concerned. But we seem to have a little calm moment, so... Because there's only this guy alive and he's not the sharpest tool in the box, so... Oh, hello! And I got hit by him. So, who is really the idiot? Volume's okay. Well, that's great. Excellent. Thank you very much. So we're just hopping about and waiting to see what happens. We're presuming that Ruvik's going to show up at some point. Again. But the fight appears to have bugged a little bit or something. Oh, he came through a door. Yep, totally forgot that he actually came through a door. Let's get onto the agony crossbow, nip onto the frost ammunition and make 2 frost bolts because we are definitely in boss territory and I like to have boss ammo. Just a quick check, see if we've missed anything, which we have. Freaky fucking thing. Okay, we got 2 shots on the revolver, so a bit low on that front. Time for tea. Right, let's have a little glance into what sort of shit show we're about to enter. So spike pits, eyes up top, geared door, presume that's going to open and unleash some nasties. Eyes back there, more eyes on the right, bunch of bottles and stuff in the middle. Ah, cock. Sniper bullets over on that right tray. I'm not at all keen on the noises, so I'm purposefully not moving. Alright. I've moved, I've instantly regretted it. Yep. Oh. Damn it, no syringes by the looks of it. Oh, you cheeky bastard. I'm just a big fan of ammo. So yeah. Maybe my eyes are just well trained to spot it, but like the problem, I really hope we don't get an autosave anytime soon because I fucked this up. I do not have any syringes left. We've used everything. The ammo there we couldn't take because we've already used. I can't sprint because I'm too hurt. Well, if it was a med bay, everything would be fine, but... Oh, yes. We've got how many matches currently? We've got 3 more sniper bullets. That is great news. Let's get those in. We've got 5 matches. Every time I try to burn something to get items off it, it never seems to work. That guy's got some revolver ammo. And that guy's got shotgun ammo. Okay, well, that's just great news. Everything's fine. We're back up on some sort of health. We've got ammunition for every sort of gun, pretty much. We could do with 1 more syringe to feel totally pleased, but oh, didn't mean to do that. But yeah, let's pretend we did. Yeah, balls approach, balls out. We're in a tight space. Let's bring out the shotgun. Let's also have a sip of tea. Yeah, fuck it, let's go again. Alright. Okay, smoky then. Who thinks we're meeting safe head? I think we're meeting safe head. Yeah, well. Keep that to yourself. Alright, so we've got full of those bolts. We've got 2 frost bolts, which is quite a few. Let's just make an explosive bolt in case we kind of need one. So we've got what looks like a boss fight room because there's space to move about in. There's also Zoombas that are clearly going to come back online. So we could do with a flash bolt. I think we do actually have one. Let's see if we can defuse this. What the... Oh, that different, like, approach of that. I don't know why. I know they're Roombas, but I've started to call them Zoombas, and that's just stuck in my head now. So they're Zoombas, and that's all there is to it. Ooh! Hello, syringe. Like, no normal Roomba tries to take my feet off. So I'm happy with my Zoomba description. There's sprinklers, there's... I mean, we're just going to jump up. Let's have a little investigation of this room before we inevitably get thrown into it. What's that? Safes? What a big fucking shock. Right. Zumba is a dance exercise. little dance exercising buzzsaws. Yeah, okay, fuck it. Let's defuse this while we can. See what I mean though? Like, from trying to defuse those all game, I think we've got significantly better at them by blowing ourselves up in the face often enough that we're actually benefiting from that experience, and now they're just seen like more as a source of components than as a problem. So I'm quite happy we made that decision. So we know that there's a few shotgun shells there that we can't pick up because we're full on shotgun ammo. Here's revolver ammo, that's great. Sniper ammo. Wow, they're really just railing us up on the ammo. That makes me very nervous indeed. The only time they've ever done that is when we're about to get hit pretty hard. Yeah, fuck. Fuck, fuck, fuck. 2. Fucking 2. Mother of God. Who else thinks the flash thing didn't work very well? Holy crap. I can see why they gave us so much friggin' ammo. Right, so we used all of our crossbow ammunition. We used all of our shotgun ammunition, and that was a lot. Except those recent times they've blown you up. Well, they don't really have eyes. So, I think we've actually collected all the ammo available, so we're just going to have to admit that we are fresh out of shotgun ammo for quite a while and crack on with the revolver. Woo! So, left over should be Laura herself or Ruvik himself.
Ruvik, I created this world. You cannot keep me here.
So there's an eye. Lots of little eyes. We shoot them, they go dark, but for a limited time. We do not want to waste ammo, I would say. We cannot turn our lantern on. Presume that if we get seen by one of these things, we're fecked, but that we can shoot our way out of trouble. So if we see one coming towards us that we simply cannot dodge, like that, we were probably too slow. Okay. Well, this all looks delightful. the... Okay. Getting slightly better at them when they suddenly make the... bastard thing. Hang on a sec. What do you think about that? What, sorry? What? What? Okay, so it feels like we need to make it to that eye, and in order to do so... So bear traps that when triggered shoot up a spring roll of barbed wire. Yeah. No, not at all insane. Perfectly reasonable, I think you'll find. So there are several things that confuse me about this part. So either I'm supposed to try and make it towards that light without that eye seeing me. The only way to do that would be to consistently shoot that eye while getting down that corridor. I presume something's going to stop me and probably happen when we get near that crack. But second, why does this room here exist? What is the purpose of it? So there are simply a bunch of traps and spikes and an eye light looking at it. And there's no reason why I would ever try to go in there. Holy shit, I'm really glad that I suddenly realised I was in control of the character at that moment. And we walked into some deep water. Okay. So what we've learned is that the moment we step forward, this monstrous thing is going to come on and do us up the tailpipe. So, thingies on the wall earlier opened different spiky bits and you may be forced to go in there. So it's like the configuration of spiky bits that I've got at the moment was a good one. I see. So running away from that thing, we need to stay on the currently the right side, but it will be the left side, and then immediately cross over to the other side to avoid that water, it would look like. So let's immediately get running. Can't move right now, but what we know is that we need to get moving ASAP. Over here, then immediately over here. Zigzag like a motherfucker, and then for the exit. Marvellous. Good. Good, well this is better. I don't care what it is. It's definitely better than what we had a second ago, so I'll take it. We've already completely ammo searched this area. And while it's possible that they've restocked it, it seems unlikely, so I'm not going to bother spending... Ooh, there's a door though. Ah. Let's try this door, presume it's also locked. No. So were we supposed to go in this door, or were we supposed to go back to the mental hospital? Pretty certain that answers that question. We're supposed to go back to the mental hospital. Alrighty then. Let's get the stamina back, both me and the character. And get on with it. Save, so let's definitely do that. Elevators. The modern day game's replacement for loading. Please wait.
If I make it out alive, I'm never riding in an elevator again.
Oh, we're going all the way to the top. I really wish we had shotgun ammo. We're going to go with the agony bolt. This looks like a final boss room if ever I saw one. Let us search for ammo. Counterclock. No, 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 I'm not in control anymore. We've stopped searching for ammo. Fuck. Hello?
It can't be.
I fucking told you we were going to be hooked up to something. How's Leslie here again?
Sebastian, get away from him. Sebastian, listen to me. Stop. Your interests are the same as ours.
Look, I get it. You're not just some rookie detective, and this is not just some ordinary kid. You killed Joseph and you shot me. So right at this moment, that's enough reason for me not to trust you.
Seems like a pretty legit reason not to trust him.
That's why Doesn't matter anymore. If you know who this kid is, if you know anything, you know why he can't be allowed to live.
Bullshit. It's Ruvik. He's the one that... Leslie, stop. Leslie!
he's got to shoot. Are we landing on top of the brain? Are we doing a brain trampoline? Holy hell. Oh, yep. He's turned Leslie into brain goo. Yeah, he has. I wonder whether we could use him to upgrade our shotgun. Actually, shotgun wouldn't be a good choice right now. We don't have any ammo. Is the final boss going to be Leslie? Because that's going to be ridiculous. Oh. Is this another one of those where they're going to suddenly put me in control just before he kills me? Oh no, this is like Ruvik's final form or something. Jesus. Whoa! Oh, me. This guy's got bones of steel. And nerves. Okay. We're off again. Here we go. Okay, smoky then. I love how I've never once survived the first attack of any of these sequences where they fuck with my camera angle and then one-shot me. So, we come over here, he comes there, we have to go to the side. Car goes down. And... dead. So. And spray, fine. Car. And spray, fine. Car. And spray. Didn't quite make it. Little finger got me. Are we all having fun? Alright. Staying still, not an option either. Good way to make that point. Please tell me we get to jump in the Gatling gun. Yes! This is amazing! Yes! Recoil on this thing is superb. Get that. Woo! God, that was fun. Oh, that sucked. now would be an excellent time to reach for that rocket launcher. Thank you. Do I get to aim it? Oh, bless. Oh, interesting. Direct hit. Alright, slight delay. Going up and down, so down. Yeah, nice. Aim again. Bang. Oh, that time he got fat. He stayed still a bit. That's a direct hit to the brain. Onto the belly. I wonder if the belly's a good shot. Let's see if we can get the belly. Oh. Down a bit. No. I have to load up. Nice shot. Ooh! God, when you... Oh! Some of this, fucking hell. What are the odds he grabs a Humvee of all the possible cars? There's a huge set of balls. yeah. This guy is packing cojones. Again, Alien. Would they stop stealing from Alien? Oh, that was slow-mo. I only had one shot. I see. One shot again, here we go. One shot Deeg. One Deeg, one Deeg, one Deeg. Let's have it. Can you imagine the cleanup required after this? Like, there's a game on Steam called Viscer... Oh! Is bath time really over, or are we just dreaming in bath time that bath time's over? I think we're just dreaming in bath time.
I created this world. You cannot keep me here. Ruvik.
Presume we have to go and interact with the brain.
I'm going to finish this.
Stomp on it. Jump up and down. Oh, I'm actually in control. Squish. Hey!
Vital signs, sir.
Leave that one. And those two. They're not going anywhere. No one can.
Well, I think get ready to enjoy the end storyline, ladies and gents. Bath time again. Fuck's sake, told you. not. Oh, Leslie. So has Ruben managed to translate, like, put himself into Leslie's body? Come on, less questions, more answers.
Go, go, go! Detective, are you all right? Is there anyone else?
Just give me some real fresh air.
What looked like a Cola logo? The Beacon Mental Hospital logo. No, don't make that be the end. That's a shame. I would have liked a little bit of extra story there. Like, I mean, I realise they've got to make some money on Evil Within 2, and I mean, I've already bought it, I'm going to play it. But I think I would have liked a little bit more story and explanation at the end. Just a bit. Like, they don't have to tell me everything. I think it's reasonable to leave some for the next game and this, that and the other. But to just sort of say, you know, Leslie's wandering off, probably with Rubik inside of him, and like, where was that? Like, why was Kidman there? Why was she saying leave us be? Double bath time, and yet suddenly we're in the mental hospital, and then suddenly everybody's dead anyway. Like, there were too many questions. That was a bit like an episode of Lost. Clear bonus. We get a machine gun, right? A rocket launcher, and a shitload of skill points. New game plus and a model viewer. And we can use a different difficulty setting when selecting new game, so we can make it harder for ourselves. We died 90 times in 17 hours. Good lord. DLC gives you other perspectives of it all. I didn't realise there was DLC for this game. I assumed we'd just go and find out about everything in Evil Within 2. Do you know if the DLC is particularly good or worth its price? Oh, you go through Kidman's side of the story or whatever. Yeah, that makes sense as a... so play any chapter that you've saved upon completion. Like the DLC, model viewer, so we can view some character models. Oh, the underwater beastie, yeah, yeah. Spid. Wow, is there really everything? Burst handgun. So there's the machine gun that we unlocked, plus the rocket launcher. Sorry, I just fancied having a look at the models that were there. I mean, we've sort of come to the end of the game, and it seemed like a nice thing to do. Alright, well that was the Evil Within, everybody. Let's come back to the face cam for a minute. I think whenever we sort of finish up with a progression game like that, I want to just spend a minute, just come back to the face cam and sort of discuss thoughts on it. So, Evil Within. I think that's a great game. I really enjoyed the play of it. I mean, we played, what, 17 and a half hours? And I kept looking forward to coming back to it every Monday morning to do the 2 streams, Monday, Tuesday, and I was really looking forward to finishing it up today and learning about the story, which brings us to the downside, which is that I think that it could have done with revealing a little bit more story. I know we've already said it, but I think that's true. I think a lot of some of the game element stuff that I've mentioned during the game was really important when thinking about Evil Within. So I think they did a lot to build up the mood of insanity throughout the game, and I think that sort of theme of insanity ran through the game very nicely, built up at a good pace, and was maintained. I think that they're places for hiding ammo, they're places for putting jump scares, agreed, at some points it feels one-dimensional as they drag them out a little too much at times. So when you say that they drag them out a bit too much, you mean the elements of the game that lead you to the theme of insanity? Because I think that some parts were dragged out. I think that the elements that I didn't necessarily enjoy was the ending. I think it was a little too abrupt, a little too cliffhangery, and I feel a little bit like I'm being forced to buy DLC or Evil Within 2. And that if I hadn't already bought Evil Within 2, I'd be a bit pissed because I'd be thinking, well, I don't actually have a finished story here. And yeah, they moved. Yeah, that's true. So they messed up the ending a bit because it moved entirely away from the scary gameplay and into body horror. So yeah, it was just like, ooh, look at this big disgusting monster. Now, of course, I think a lot of people, mainly guys, enjoy getting on the back of a Humvee with a machine gun and going, like, that's great. But does it belong at the end of the game in the final boss, when I think what they should be doing is a culmination of that insanity and scariness, and they should freak you out and really scare you and put you into a situation where fear is a factor in the fight, and the fight is cerebral. And yeah, I agree. I think Safehead is the best boss in the game because that fight was cerebral. Like, they genuinely added fear. That fight was what the final boss fight should have been. It was like they gave you time pressure with the gas, they gave you movement pressure with the various doors and stuff that you had to open, and then him just ripping off his own head and appearing behind you, and they gave you this moment of hope where you're like, yes, I've escaped, and then boom, he's right on you again. You're like, oh no, and that's how a boss fight should be. The final chapter is more like a marathon of killing stuff with small bits of sneaking in between. Yes, so there was just an enormous amount of ammo and shooting and killing, and it started to feel more like a shooter than a horror game, and just gore, and it moved away a little bit from the style of the game. But I suppose they had to do something to make it a bit special and to make it the end game. So I understand it to an extent. They've got to build some sort of crescendo, and one way of doing that is to increase the amount of shooting. You mentioned stealth, and I think that is something that's important to chat about, which is that I think there was not enough encouragement to sneak in the game. So there was just enough ammo. There were only a couple of points where I was genuinely boned for ammo, and it was pretty quickly sorted. I feel like if ammo was more of an issue, and if they made it more obvious at the start, well, I mean, they don't even have to make it more obvious. Just if you run out of ammo, you've got to sneak kill stuff. And if you sort of work out that, oh, wait, I keep running out of ammo, maybe I should sneak kill stuff before I run out of ammo, then that could be a really good part of ammo management. And I'm sure that if you have the option of the higher difficulty, which we do now, then if you played that mode, I'm sure there's less ammo, and I'm sure that you are forced to sneak kill stuff. But I think maybe they should have increased the amount of that in the base game. They should have also maybe made a few more areas where they reward you for sneak killing. Maybe there were, and I simply shot my way through them, and we'll never know. Maybe I could have done more I could definitely have done more sneaking, but we'll see whether that would have been rewarded or not. I'm going to bring the chat over here. Still one of my favourites, but it loses a lot of the feel of it towards the end. Yeah. I think that's a reasonable statement. It lost quite a bit of what it should have been. As with 95% of all games where you have the option to sneak, you can shoot your way through it instead. Yeah. I mean, I don't want it to be a stealth game. I don't actually like stealth games that much, and I enjoyed some of the shooting parts. I enjoyed trying to work out how to deal with the various bosses and things like that. But I think in the feel of a horror game, in the feel of fear, in the feel of tension and psychological trauma, they should have more bits where you feel helpless and you simply need to hide and sneak and hope that you don't die. I think watching elements of that in Amnesia Dark Descent, for example, where you don't have a weapon, you just hoping to God that you don't get caught and sneaking about, was very, very scary. And so I think they lost a little bit of the scariness that could have been here. They went away from scary a little bit and into shooty. I was expecting to crap myself a bit more because I'm not very good at horror, and I ended up sort of entering almost accidentally into horror light, I think. Which I'm not sure. Maybe it was a good thing, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was a good way to introduce me into the genre, and now I'm more aware of what to expect. But yeah, that's it. That's what I would say. Graphics, amazing. For the year that it was released, I think you really can't complain that it looked really good. Smoothness, I mean, a few crash bugs here and there, but the general running of the game was nice. The elements of the game where they changed my view, so where they changed the camera angle, so we're looking at the front of my character and I'm having to sort of reverse my controls and run around like that. I can see how, as a game element, it's a way of providing some new game experience, but I never enjoyed any of them. So I was like, oh yeah, this is something new, this is something that I've got to deal with, this is a new skill I've got to maybe use. But never was I like, oh yeah, that was fun. I was just like, oh god, that... So I can't necessarily explain it, but I would say that I wasn't a huge fan of that as a mechanic. So that's that. Looking forward to Evil Within 2. Hope that it covers some of the holes that were left in the story there. And I don't think I'm going to bother with DLC for Evil Within 1. I think I'm just going to go straight to 2 at some point and get into that story. We'll see when I do that. So, a question to those of you in the chat. We've got two options now. We've got about an hour and a half. So I can either go and play some Code Vein, which is basically like anime Dark Souls, or I can play some Dota Underlords. We'd probably get 2 clean games of Dota in that time, or we'd just get to go and hack and slash some stuff on Code Vein. I think those are going to be the only 2 options that I'm going to do tonight. I don't want to do any sort of big planned stream or storyline stream, so it's going to be just one of those 2. What would everybody like to see? So Code Vein or Dota? If you could let me know in the chat, and I will take it into consideration and then ignore you and do what I was going to do anyway. But always nice to see what everybody thinks. Whew. We've got a 50-50 so far. I can't see the viewer count, so there may only be 2 of you, well, 3 of you watching at the minute, but 5. All right. So we've probably got some lurkers, which is always nice. All right, we've got a 50-50. What do I fancy playing, Code Vein or Dota? I've just been doing like character running about, slashing and all that, so I think I'm gonna leave that for another day. So we're gonna jump on Dota. So sorry about that, Gezo, but we will come back to Code Vein another day, I feel sure. And I've also got a Lara Croft game and a bunch of other stuff that we can take a look at over time. So I'm just getting all my chat and everything set back up, and then we'll load up Dota and we'll get into the game. So I think on this game I need to put my face about here, and I think I need to make it just a little bit smaller. If I remember correctly, this will be the kind of position that we need it to be to avoid covering any useful gameplay elements.
Show you.
So let's have a look at the patch notes. Yeah, just a bunch of bug fixes, that is fine. Only a guy would call it Lara Croft game, it's Tomb Raider. So, we have today's jail Doom. That's a shame, he's quite good. Ogre Kunka is a hero that I take a little bit, but none of these are any major problem for the strategy that I currently run. So if you're looking for an example game of the strategy that I recently posted a guide about, so on my YouTube channel, I just posted a couple of hours ago a pretty covering guide about how to rank up in Dota Underlords.
Well,
and I'm now going to demonstrate that exact strategy here now. So if you want to, you can sort of use this as a bit of a template, and we'll see. Obviously, if I come 8th, then we'll just have to disregard it. We'll pretend it never happened and move on. But I will do this as something of a playthrough explanation of the strategy that I outlined. Now, that strategy is this time entirely mine. I haven't stole it from anyone. Therefore, I equally cannot sort of prove that it can get us to Lord of Whitespire. I just think it can get us pretty close and that it's pretty strong. Alright, so I'm just going to check the camera position once we get into the game, and then I can close down this window so I don't need to look at it. Looks pretty good, I think.
I've learned much on these streets.
Maybe down a little bit, something like that. Okay, so if the position is in the way during the gameplay, please let me know and I'll fix it for you. So, as per the plan, we're starting off with any trolls, warriors and heartless that we can get our hands on. In fact, I think we are going to lock for this. So we get a second Shadow Shaman, which is great, and we get the Shadow Demon, which is a demon for her, and heartless, so that is a good start. We're not going to get a much better option for 2 gold. Best option by far is the chainmail here, so that's a bit of a no-brainer. We'll just pick that up. And then we'll pick up this Shadow Demon and Shadow Shaman. We'll tuck him over there, and we'll put the chainmail on the frontal guy, and this will be an easy cleanup. To be honest, there's nothing to the loot rounds. You just stick people on the board and you automatically win. Oh, got a bit of wet t-shirt competition going on here. A bit of water spillage.
When the court of Restore stands united, no one can stop us.
On a white t-shirt as well. Totally planned. Okay, so health regen 25 or magic resistance. It's close. We'll go with Hood this time.
I will rule
Not sure
from
why.
the shadows.
So we get Pudge and Batrider. That's an excellent 3 gold there. We get to put Pudge in straight away because that gives us the Heartless bonus. We'll move things away so that when we get onto the next round, we'll be positioned so that our front line and our summoned demon are online with each other. That's roughly where we want them to be. We want one guy behind her so that he'll get hit with the assassins first and not her. And yeah, referring to the chat, I would agree that, you know, you start playing Dota, you think it's very, very random. I found that the better players tend to win, and that after a while, a bit like Blood Bowl, a bit like a lot of other games, you find that it is very largely skill-based. Obviously, there are random elements, but I think skill does out generally pretty often. So here we're deciding whether we're going to go for a win streak or a loss streak, and this is a bit of a close one. I think we're probably going to lose. So we're going to pull this Shadow Shaman off. We've got an easy opportunity at the opening for a potential 4 Heartless. So we're going to buy that Drow Ranger and hold on to her, and because we're going for the loss streak strategy, we're looking to get 2 stars and get some alliances ready for round 10, and we're hoping to not win any rounds. The fact that he's got a training dummy makes that an absolute dead certainty for this round, and then we just need to check the board and see what we can. So we've killed this Queen of Pain, and that's great. So that's 1 less health damage that we're taking this game. And if we happen to kill this Underlord, that would surprise me a bit, but if we do, that's great, because that's another health that we've saved. But we probably didn't deserve to. No, we didn't get it. That's fair, to be honest. Sorry for my voice getting a little bit coarse. I was teaching during the day, then recording the podcast for Boosted Rolls in the afternoon, and now streaming in the evening. So definitely sort of taking a toll on the old vocal cords. We could theoretically sell something here to get this interest point, but I don't think we're going to. Therefore, I'm going to buy this. And we're going to want both of these. We're getting towards some nice 2 stars. Why don't you buy the 2 Vipers? Because I have no intention of running Viper. So Viper isn't part of my strategy. I'm not going to be running Dragon Knight, and that's the main reason that I put Viper on the field. And
My army will not fall.
don't earn anything but the Vipers.
Do
you mean
I'm
Viper?
just better than you.
Do you mean the 2 like Warlocks or
Only a
something?
fool would oppose the court of Restore.
So yeah, I mean, theoretically, you should fill up your sideboard all the time and then sell stuff back. But if you cast Iron Guarantee, know you're going to sell it back, then it's not really much of a benefit, except for the fact that it gets you some early 2 stars that you could just throw on the board. Venno, right.
Time to shore things up.
Give me 1 second. Let's just have a look at what we've got here. So, do we want to just sell something and get... I think we do. I think we want to sell Drow. So we're going to sell the Drow Rangers in order to get to the interest point. Then we're going to buy the 2 Trolls and use the free roll. And we get another Troll. Yes, yes. So we would have ended up with a 2-star Venno, and that's probably a mistake on my part, to be honest. I'm sort of trying to explain the strategy and stick to it, and since it's not part of the strategy, I just didn't have it in my mind very much. So we'd like to grab that Witch Doctor. The best way to do that is going to be to just throw something on the board for now, and then pick up that Witch Doctor. So we're spending pretty heavily early on here. And we're going to stick those 2 in there, put that back, and bring her back a little bit, just because we're hoping now that these might be able to kill 1 member of the opposition. We don't need to upgrade these right now, because our main priority is hitting this interest point. We can do that because it doesn't cost us anything, and then we're going to have 2 level 2 Trolls. That's a great start. We could theoretically put this bat on the board and maybe just try and get some more kills, but I find that whenever I try and get greedy like that, it tends to backfire and blow up in my face. We'll pick that Drow Ranger up again, just because, again, it doesn't hurt us to do that. We can always sell her back. And since Bat Rider is one of those that we do potentially take to 3 stars, we are going to pick up the Bat Rider as well. Again, with the option to sell it back if we need to hit an interest point. But because we're loss streaking, we're slightly less focused on interest than we normally would be. Normally I'm incredibly focused on interest points, but now we're just looking to minimise our damage a little tiny bit and maximise our 2 stars and get all of our good guys ready for round 10. Which we're already off to a pretty good start. We've nearly got a 2-star Pudge, 2-star Shadow Shaman, we have got a 2-star Bat and Witch Doctor, and we've got the Troll and Heartless alliances going strong. What we're missing is the Warriors, so we'd love to get another Warrior, preferably 2. We get the 2-star Drow, that's fantastic.
Let's go hunting.
Let's even put her in. I don't think it's going to win us any fights. Let's have a look who's the weakest. Oh, this guy is trying to loss streak as well, and he's taking stuff off the board. We're going to have to do the same thing. So after this round gets completed, we'll throw someone onto the board, buy this Dazzle, and then quickly free roll to try and get a level 2 Dazzle or Shadow Shaman or Pudge, or maybe just pick up another Warrior. Oh, we did actually hit this guy, so I'm very glad that we took that draw off the table. Because this is a guy that's also loss streaking. And I think we should lose to him. It would be really irritating if we didn't.
There will be a massacre.
Oh, sorry. Dazzle! Do apologise. And yeah, so we've managed to fuck up the other guy that's trying to loss streak's day. His day is thoroughly ruined because he's just lost on the first round where you would get 2 loss streak gold. We need to put that guy in and get ready to buy this Dazzle. Woo! Oh my god, oh no, that was a misclick. That was horrific. Oh dear god. Oh, we panicked and we fucked it. Right, so we're heading into round 9. We still want to lose. Let's leave the Dazzle in. Oh, we could have had a level 2 Shadow Demon. That sucks. Massive bags of arse. We want to... Theoretically, what I should have done is sold this Bat and this Dazzle to hit the second interest point, but I was so upset about the misclick that I just didn't get it. So again, all these little mistakes that I'm making will definitely add up and will definitely affect our endgame results. So if we don't do very well in this game, you can track it back to right now when we should have had a level 2 Shadow Demon going in. We should have probably had an extra interest point, and these things stack up and they compound. Losing this health, I don't care about. I really don't care about it. All I want to do is get my money and rerolls. I'm not going to bother with this Drow Ranger. We're not getting her to level 3, so why bother spending on it?
have a surprise
So
for
we're
them.
taking the Chaotic Hunter because of the talent tree that we're going for, and now we're going to put our 2s on there. So we get our Shadow Shaman, our Bat Rider. We can take the Shadow Demon off. We can take one of the Pudges off, and we can put in the Drow Ranger. So we get the Heartless and the Troll bonus, and we try to get everybody with the Drow bonus. And we'll put that on the Drow maybe, and that on the Shadow. Nah, Bat. And then we'll take our free reroll, see if we get anything, and we get a Tusk. We'll pick it up just in case nothing else comes up. The Troll bonus gives 35 attack damage to, attack speed to all trolls, and 10 attack speed to all other allies. It also increases your ace chance of receiving the Troll Warlord at higher levels, who's one of the best heroes in the game, and one that we are most definitely aiming to get. And with Drow as well, we've now got pretty high attack speed, so if we do get an attack speed, an attack proc item, which sadly we don't, so we'll just take the Aegis here because these are both pretty bad. If we had, then we've got a lot of attack speed in order to take advantage of it. So
we need to
let's see what we get. Oh, Pudge level 2, so that's absolutely perfect. Now I would love to hit this interest point. So I'm going to. I want to win the round. I want to put in the Witch Doctor to protect the side of the girl. And then I want to sell the Tusk that we're not that bothered about and the Bat Rider that we're not going to bother taking to 3. And that gets us our interest point. Obviously, we'd love to have kept both of those, but the interest point is more important. So we're looking for 2 stars. So we kept the pairs. We dropped the singles. We gave up on the 3-star. And we put the Tusk down, given that he's a fairly weak warrior, and what looks like we're going to take a 4-troll approach very early, so we're not going to put those 3 warriors in right now anyway, so don't fill your sideboard with stuff that you're not going to need. Get those interest points. And we are going to probably take a giant shit on this guy.
There's no escape.
Yes, yes we are. So we've done exactly what we said we do. We'd gone 0-6, that's the lost streak, and now we're looking to go 7-6. So in a perfect world, you'll go 0-6 with the lost streak strategy, and then you'll immediately have such a strong board. Like, look at us, we've got a full 2-star board at round 11. That's madness. That's really the strength of a lost streak strategy, and we're at 30 gold. Some mad bastard has already managed to get 50 gold. Holy shit. He must have bought virtually nothing. So we now want to get 40 gold, and the only way to do that is to sell one of these Shadow Demons. It loses a bit of a pair, but again, we're probably going 4 Trolls before we get anywhere near 4 Heartless, so always focus on the cash before you focus on anything else.
Hello, friends.
At least this is the way that I play, and this is the way that I choose to suggest. So this guy has a really strong lineup, and he's got 98 health, which suggests that he hasn't lost much. So this is a really good test of whether our lineup is as strong as we think it is. Now he's got a target dummy, probably the most broken early game item in the game. It's just absolutely ridiculous, and it looks like that has very comfortably won him this round, which is a shame. He doesn't have that many two stars, he doesn't have that many alliances or anything. All he has is a training dummy, and you just win. You just win and win and win up until about round 20 when it starts to fall off. It's a really broken item. I really wish they'd do something about it, but they seem happy with it, so we just have to put up with it. That is one of the more random chance elements. How late would you go for the Embarrassment of Riches? So I would almost certainly take it in rounds 1, 2 and 3 unless there was a target dummy or potentially smuggler on offer in those rounds. And if it was in round 10 and there was trash like Barricade and Blightstone or something, then I might take it. But after round 10, I certainly wouldn't take it. And I think on round 10, I'd probably tend to avoid it. So we could just take a Puck 2 here. But I think it's a bit of a trap, honestly. I do. I think it's a trap. We could also try and go for this 50 experience by dropping these two, but the problem is that very soon we're going to run out of actual heroes to put in. I was thinking about that. I was really tempted to sell these two and hit that fifth interest point. Not sure. This guy's got a training dummy and a bunch of 2-stars, so he should beat our bunch of 2-stars comfortably. That is the strength of that item.
I fear no hunters.
One of his 2-stars is Weaver, that's quite a bad hero. Yeah. Looks like we might actually take this one, despite his training dummy.
Let's teach these people a thing or two about cruelty.
I'm not sure what he's messed up there. Maybe just the Weaver's real. I mean, I know Weaver's bad, but maybe Weaver is really bad. What was his Weaver's damage there? 3,200. So it's actually his top damage dealer. Has he got an item on it? Because Weaver is... No, he's not even got an item on it. Very fast attack speed combined with draw. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to evaluate Weaver. He's one of the new ones, but I just think he's really bad. Okay, so now we are above 50, so we can start spending on stuff. And again, all we're going to do is spend on leveling up, unless we have a very, very good reason to do something else. The fact that our front line is currently a Drow Ranger and a Witch Doctor isn't great, so we're gonna put the chainmail on the Witch Doctor and put him up front. He should actually be one square over to the left. That's my bad. But this is simply because we've not hit any warriors really, and we've not managed to 2-star any of them. The moment we do, we'll replace those and put them in as our front line. But for now, Witch Doctor's just gonna have to tank it up, which he's actually doing a kind of humorously good job at. So that's good. Also, Pudge is a fantastic tank, along with providing the Heartless bonus, so and Essex will allow you to heal through an unbelievable amount of stuff. Like she was doing the same damage that Hobgun was, and yet she'd healed for 2,000 on top of that, and he's healed for fuck all. So I really fail to see very many points at which Hobgun is ever better than an Essex. So, next round we will hit another level up point, and therefore we can put Dazzle in and get the Troll level up. We're taking Despite All My Rage because it goes very, very well with the triple attack that we got. We're going to pick up both of these because we are thinking about a level 2 Shadow Shaman, level 3 Shadow Shaman and a level 2 Demon. Level up, and then we'll put Dazzle in. He's going to be Assassin bait, so if anyone goes with Assassins, they come back into this corner. They hit him first, which we don't care about, then him, who will turn them into a chicken, and then they finally get onto our Warlock, who should already have dealt enough damage. Our Underlord, sorry, who should have already dealt enough damage to be worth it. And we see that working out pretty well here. I mean, this is not the best example because it's a loot round, but it was a bunch of assassins. They killed him, went to him, got turned into a sheep, and then by that time, we'd already sort of taken control of the situation. And that's what we're hoping happens against actual assassins as well. But as I point out in my guide, assassins, if done well, are a bit of a weakness of this strategy. So, we've got a little bit of extra gold, so again, it always goes into that. Alright, here we go. So, Blade Mail. Very good on Pudge, but we've already got 2 chainmail and a hood, so we've got a lot of defensive possibilities. And so we're going to take Bracers with the hope that later on we get Tidehunter, and in the meantime we're going to put it on this guy and hope that he manages to get off 2
Everything is going according to plan.
sheeps, 2 hexes. So we've got a fair amount of backline here. We can't get the... We're just going to put a demon in, a random demon, because he helps with hype generation, and he is... his spell isn't bad. It really isn't bad. So he's just hit points and hype generation at the moment. Plus, you know, here we go. He's going to get hit by these guys for a while. Marvellous. Good for us.
court of restoral
Shadow Shaman's already
rewards
managed to hex
itself.
one thing with his mana. It looks like he's going to hex another thing, and then when he finally gets hurt, he'll be hex a third thing. So having Braces of Desperation on a Shadow Shaman is really good. Shadow Shaman is top notch, and with the 4 troll bonus, he actually throws like what's his attack rate in this game? It's 1.32. That's incredibly fast. If we get some items that had procs on them, trolls are really, really lovely. They're fantastic. And also this attack speed means that they're attacking more often, which then generates mana. So they kind of also get extra mana through having the attack speed. That's why the Gloves of Haste are better than the Claymore, for example, early on, because not only does attack speed kind of equal DPS as well as damage does, but it also grants a bit of mana. Now, Abaddon would give us 4 Heartless and Knights, and since we haven't seen many Warriors at the minute, we're going to pick him up as a bit of a safety. So as a sort of, oh, if shit happens. So if we don't pull any Warriors or anything that we want to progress our lineup with, we're going to throw him in there just for the Heartless bonus and to sit next to Bat and hopefully tank up a bit of damage.
Call some flesh.
This guy's got a Tidehunter already at level 7. He's the world's luckiest man. Fuck you. The other guy that we just played against also had an Arc Warden. Again, fuck you for having that kind of luck. We would love to have either of those. But as fortune would have it, he has killed our little demon, who's then resummoned with a shitload of extra health. He's killed it again, and so it's going to come back with an absolutely absurd amount of damage. 460 a shot, potential chance to fire 3 times. Like, he's having to deal with that. He's had to kill it several times, 800 health a time, and therefore my army's alive, and his is currently a chicken. Is it going to be enough though? Because he is going to keep summoning those. Are we going to kill his Underlord? That would be really good. Please kill his Underlord. Please kill his Underlord. God, this is going to be close because his Batrider's hitting our Batrider and he's got this bloody bruiser. Ah! So, bit of a frustrating one, but again, at this point, we're not bothered about this piddly amount of health that we're losing. It just doesn't matter. So, Lifestealer is a much better hero than Abaddon, so we'll get rid of Abaddon, pop in the Lifestealer and just keep him ready for later. Again, this Shadow Shaman is here to allow us to potentially level up. We're going to have a check, see what we get. Nothing much. And we level up, and again keeping our interest points always. Economy is our focus.
Those hexes did not work.
This Shadow Shaman's actually misplaced. He should be here to take advantage of Drow. Luckily they've improved the AI a few months back, and so he'll move into position for me, but it's my bad. He should be there from the start.
You dare tell me one of your own.
Wow, have we been spanked here. Whoo! Yeah. If I wasn't doing a guide on trolls and heartless and warriors, I would be doing a guide on hunters. They seem to be one of the most consistent other ways of winning that I've seen. Hunters are great. If you don't like this, go and give hunters a whirl. We're going to pick up this Tusk just to give us the possibility of 3 warriors if we decide that we panic and really need it. We've always got this guy that we can get rid of, and then we can just put in another warrior as and when we level up. So going for a 3-star Pudge, probably not the best play. We're not going to do it. We're going to level up before we take the free reroll so that we get the higher level of reroll. That doesn't hit anything, so that's a shame, but there we are. We are going to then put in the tiny, we are going to put in that Tusk, get that warrior bonus, and put the chainmail on. And just hope that that front line stands up a little bit longer than our previous front line was. So our Pudge is now pretty damn tanky, and our other guys, especially with the chainmail, should hopefully suck up a bit of damage. We forgot to move the Shadow Shaman, that's a bit irritating. I don't like making the same mistake twice.
They're resistant to magic.
So our front line held up a little bit longer this time, but it looks like we just didn't have enough punch currently to get through. Fortunately, he has set our guy off. He's now very angry and very high damage. So we'll see if he just goes mantle on them. If he gets a lot of 3 attack procs, it could be alright, but it seems unlikely. I think I'll just kill N6 now. Yeah. Too many of them left alive, far too many. But yeah, as you can see, N6's damage 9,000, next highest Witch Doctor at 2,600, you know, crazy. So these aren't massively important, I don't think, but we're going to take the Golem. We're not going to try and take Witch Doctor to 3, so we're not going to bother buying that. We will take the free reroll first. Level up the Shadow Demon, that's nice. Sven's an interesting one. We could just sort of throw him in for a bit, but I think we're just going to level up and carry on with the game plan. Because we wouldn't be keeping that Sven, not in the long term, so not too much point in investing in him now. And again, our plan is just to get to 9 as fast as possible. Everyone else can sit on 7s and 8s and do what they want, but we are just blasting up to 9. I'm sure several other players are doing that as well. You know, we've got a guy at boss rank 3 here, boss 3, boss 2, boss 5. So, yeah, lots of competent players. Do we want bracers or mechanism? I think we'll take the bracers because people casting stuff twice is good. We'll put it on the Witch Doctor so that if we get attacked by assassins... Is anyone going assassins at all? Just the one guy, so we're sort of over-preparing for assassins a bit, really, but you generally do see them in every game. We're going to finally remember to move this sodding Shadow Shaman over. I think I'm going to do that to try and tempt the assassins that do exist into coming down into this area, and then we'll put as many people as we can in Drow's Aura, because there are not many Hobgun players in this game. There's only one, so we don't have to worry about his AoE effect too much. So we only have to worry about the AoE effects of stuff like Tidehunter, but he's probably not fully up and running yet. We've pulled in his Underlord with Pudge, that's great, so she's toast. And that means that our Underlord will get double hype regeneration, and that means that we are very likely to get our ultimate off and win this round.
Court of Restore rewards,
which is good.
Scream for me.
So yeah, an Essex again does 11,000 damage, next highest 3,000. So when you take this talent build of Chaotic Hunter followed by Despite All My Rage, and then you place an Essex aggressively, you tend to find that her damage can be absolutely insane. So we've got the Shadow Shaman, that's great, and we've hit a Necrophos as well. So we've got a bit of a thought process now regarding the which Heartless we want to take. I think it's easy to say that Necrophos is better than Shadow Demon, and so even though he's 2-star, we're going to drop him, and then we're going to hit both of those, and we're going to put in another Shadow Shaman, because having more Shadow Shamans, turns out, is good. Everybody spends lots of time as a sheep. So we've hit level 9, and now we enter the main stage of our plan, which is we're now going to try and fill up on the things that we want, 2-star the things that we've got, and then once we're ready, we're going to push towards 10. But as you can see, our front line is already coming online. It's not dying so much. We've turned so many of them into a sheep that his damage has dropped off a bit. That gives an Essex chance to heal and constantly resummon this angry little dude. If he doesn't kill my girl... Oh, shame, he did kill my girl. Alright, if he hadn't killed her, this guy was about to pop off, but sadly he did. So we're not going to take much damage here. We'll take, I think, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11... 10. So it's fine. We're getting a bit lower than we'd like, but that's because we went for a lost streak strategy at the start. If we were on a win streak strategy, we'd probably have about 20 or 30 extra health here. So the lost streak strategy does lead you to sort of have to live by the seat of your pants a little bit. We get the Tidehunter, that's amazing, so we can pop him in, lose the Tusk forever, and replace him. Medusa is very, very good for a 1-star hero. So I think we're going to put her in instead of that, and we're going to put her in there for her ultimate, mainly.
I'm coming for you.
But also because her plus Tidehunter does give us the scale benefit, so we're going to survive a little bit more magic damage. But now we get to see that ultimate come in.
We are chosen for greatness.
And our Tidehunter gets off a cracking ultimate over on the other side. So yeah, this plan is sort of going to plan so far. But they are breaking us down a little bit. They've got a couple of 1-stars though. I'm really surprised they're doing this well. If my girl lives, yeah, so she's going to summon the ultimate. She's going to summon a little dude that's very angry. Sadly, their Drow Ranger is ripping me apart. Let's see how good this ultimate does. Not very well. 7 health down. This was the top guy, second guy. So 68 health, he's currently in second place. So the fact that we're only losing 7 health to him is okay. We're now getting a bit nervous because we're down towards 21 health. We do have an Aegis, and we do have a solid economy, and we've already reached level 9 ahead of a fair few people. So not entirely bad. Lich gives us a good access to Heartless. We'll pick him up for now, and then we'll start to do some rerolls. So we get the Arc Warden, so we don't need that. Do we want Lich or Necrophos? Probably want Lich. He is actually probably better. And then we are going to want that Arc Warden.
Will end this conflict.
So what are we going to put in? Are we going to put in 4 Heartless? Or are we going to put in the Arc Warden? I need to sort of make a decision soon. Because we're in pretty dire situations if we start losing a lot. How many people have got Arc Warden? So 3 players. So I did 4th people, but the person going Arc Warden. That's how good Arc Warden is. Like, yeah. We could really do with this Troll Warlord. Or some more level ups.
This should work nicely.
I think we're going to need the armor. We're going to need to try and survive more. None of this is any good. Shadow Shaman's great.
I have heard the whispers of the other
Which
side.
doesn't matter. Tidehunter matters a lot. Which Dota doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Dazzle 2, good. We will sell the Life Stealers and therefore the Lich as well. We've kind of given up on the Life Stealer and the 4 Heartless bonus by doing that, so let's just do that fully.
What is
and
your
commit
magic to me?
To trying to get this Troll Warlord. That was a bit of a decision point, that. We're going to really need some proc items. We've been getting a little bit kind of stale with our items. We've got an attack speed, entirely attack speed lineup, and we don't have a single proc item from 6 items so far, so that's a bit rough. We're already in the top 6, but frankly that means nothing. You want to top 4 is 4th is acceptable, everything else is not. So we get a Moon Shard. I mean, it's not a proc item, but it's still pretty good. So we'll take it, put it on this Medusa, and run the Medusa back a little bit, so she's more likely to get that damage output in. Another Arc Warden is great news, another Tidehunter is really great news. We'll swap him and put him in the middle, and we'll put a Braces of Desperation on him. We're not going to go for any further. Yes, so we get Shadow Shaman 3. That's excellent news. We put Braces on him. So now we're looking to... We're really hoping for this Troll Warlord. If we get the Troll Warlord, our game plan just comes online. Having that level 2 Tide Hunter with bracers is fantastic for us. So his stun potential is just wonderful. And the fact that he's going to do it again in a second is great. There we go. It really allows our damage to just pour out. So this is again that second guy that killed us not too long ago. We're now facing him again, but this time we're probably going to crush him. Yeah, so we absolutely smashed him. So this is kind of where we start to come online a little bit. If we get the Troll Warlord, then we'll come online properly. Don't be afraid of these low situations and don't panic spend. Like, we've lost 1 interest point. In order to stabilize, we went down to 40. We needed to find some stuff. We needed to keep ourselves in the game, and we didn't want to waste our Aegis at this point. But don't panic. Don't go down to 19 or something stupid, because you will just crush your chances at an endgame. We've still got a chance to win this. We're on 10 health and we've got a chance to win. I'm not saying we're going to, but there's a perfectly reasonable chance that we win. So if we get a Troll Warlord to 2 and an Arc Warden to 2 and we get to level 10, or we get a Medusa to 2, here's the Troll Warlord. God bless you. We're going to give him the... we're going to give him the attack speed item. We're going to put a Dazzle up front just as a sacrificial Dazzle because we don't care about him. We'll put the magic resistance on her so she doesn't get AoE'd down accidentally. And we can now sell off this Tiny because we don't care about him. So now we've got a bit of a decision point because we can either keep re-rolling and trying to get that Troll to level 2, or we can and maybe get this Arc Warden in the process. But we don't have much else that we're going for. Everything that we've got, apart from Medusa, I suppose, is level 2. That Tide Hunter is really well placed. I like that a lot. And our Troll Warlord is going to do silly damage because he's got a very good item. Yeah, we've come online. And now we get the full team stun from Tide Hunter again. God, I love him.
Hello, darling.
Look at that for a spanking. God damn, like a red-headed stepchild. Okay, so we can potentially now sort of econ up a little bit, rely on other people getting nervous, and try and get to level 10 and then pop in this Arc Warden. Also, being level 10 gives us a much higher chance of getting this Medusa and Troll Warlord, which are our major chances of leveling up at this point, and increasing our power level. We could also theoretically get a third Hunter instead of the Arc Warden, like if we get a Mirana. We could put her in to get the Hunter bonus, which, given that we already have Drow and Medusa, along with Medusa's Ace, obviously, which is now a Hunter Ace instead of a Scaled Ace, that could be really good for us. So that's what we're going to do. We're gonna risk it a bit, and we're going to try and go for level 10. We're going to stay above 50 for as long as our Aegis holds out, and when our Aegis drops out, we'll spend all to get to level 10 and hopefully have something that we can throw in by that point. You've sometimes just got to take a risk. That's what we're doing. We've currently, all we can throw in at the moment is a level 1 Arc Warden. So yeah, we could roll down and try to level up other stuff, but I don't think we'd get much. We might get Troll 2, Medusa 2, one of those, not both. But it's unlikely, and much more likely if we get to level 10. So we're going to hope that we've come online enough. And this will be a good test because this guy's in a relatively good spot. He was the one that spanked us earlier with Hunters. However, we've got a Troll Warlord with a Hyperstone, and we've got a Tide Hunter who's doing his job. And Medusa. And because of our talent choices, and Essex is doing serious damage herself. Don't forget that this positioning is important, having a space for her to put her little demon so that he's more likely to get killed. But obviously you want her behind your front line and sort of protected so that she doesn't just get murdered. We've gone much more clumped than I would normally go. I'd normally be spread out all over the place, over here. But because we've got Drow, we're taking full advantage of her attack speed bonus on top of our Troll attack speed bonus, and it means that everybody has absolutely insane attack speed. We're 2 rounds away from getting to the loot round, which means we're guaranteed to get there because of Aegis. And that means that if we get a proc item, such as a Daedalus or a Maelstrom, that will be really fantastic news for us. We're sticking to the plan, and we're trying to get to level 10. We've so far not seen a decent hunter that's worth taking. That would be only basically Mirana or Terrorblade. And most importantly, we've not hit this Arc Warden 2. Arc Warden 2 would be the best news. Like, just, yeah, Arc Warden is probably the best hero in the game. It's close between him and the Troll Warlord. And we currently have potential to get both, so... We are up against the guy with the second most health, so this will be a really good test. If we're able to win this one, then we're looking pretty well set. We've got a lot of disable at the moment, so we've got the Tide ulti, then the Medusa ulti, and then we'll have the Tide ulti again. So our DPS is really getting the chance to just pop out, and we've got Shadow Shaman 3 just keeping 2 of them for the fish as a chicken forever, basically. Like if we look here at the disable time, Shadow Shaman 27, and he's doing single target disable. Tidehunter, who's doing like screen wide disable, is only on 20. Shadow Shaman 3 is amazing and well worth trying to get, and with bracers he's just a brilliant midliner to just soak up the damage after your front line crumbles. But he can't really be a frontliner, he'd probably die too fast, but he can soak up that middle damage and just completely mitigate their chances of doing anything.
This is going to be good.
Here is an interesting choice. So this one is crap, don't ever take it or I'll slap you. Like, it doesn't matter that she sacrifices health, she basically heals for it anyway. Targeting 2 enemies with pure pain, it's good, especially if you're taking other ones that affect pure pain, so we have like 2 effects go out. Cannot be healed, probably not great, but because we are again focused on our companion getting killed as much as possible and so on, we're just going to go full into the passive and hope that it pays off. But that is one of the talent choices that I'm less certain of. So I don't think you would be wrong for taking any of the left 3.
Trust in me and be rewarded.
I've forgotten to change the game that we are playing on Twitch. God damn it. So I'm going to quickly do that between rounds. Alright, so we've got a refresher orb. There's no question we take the refresher orb. We put it on the Tidehunter because it's just fantastic. We put the other sort of mini refresher onto Medusa because her ultimate is insane, and we move the magic reduction onto Batrider maybe just so that he can crack on. So we are now almost at level 10. There we go, we get level 10. We'll pop in the Arc Warden just up here somewhere. It gives us the Shaman bonus. He'll just do damage, but until he gets level 2 or something, he's not going to be as broken as he usually is. Alright, so Twitch is up to date. And what's going on? Ooh, this isn't looking great. What's this guy got? This guy's got Arc Warden and Troll Warlord and Trolls and a level 2 Tidehunter. He's got a lot of the same elements that we have. Our Braces of Desperation on the Medusa didn't work because our Medusa isn't level 2, so this is going to knock out our Aegis, I'm almost certain. Yes, that is a shame. So the top guy is capable of knocking us out. That is sad news. We're going to have to now spend down quite a lot.
Our enemies will be purified.
We're going to put in Mirana for now because I think it's actually better. Tide, we're probably not going to get 3 of. Damn it, they always give me Tidehunters when I refuse to take them. There's the Medusa. There's another Tide. Of course, we're going to get about 18 million Tides. There's another Tide.
I am Selemene's will made.
They're taking a piss now, aren't they? There's Arc Warden. Put Arc Warden back in. Whoa! Just made it. So since we've got Arc Warden 2... 1, 2, 3... Wait, we've got 4 trolls in here. We've got 5 trolls. Which... Yeah, we've got 5 trolls in. So I can take a troll out and put a hunter in. So I can just get rid of Dazzle. Right, okay. That was foolish. Luckily never punished. So we get rid of Dazzle, we put in Mirana for the benefit, we give her a chainmail so that she survives the first blast and then she'll jump away. We're now going to buy down because we have to. We're on our last 10 health and we don't have an Aegis, so as soon as we get the next rerolls we're going to use them and see if we can get a level 2 Mirana. We're never going to get a level 3 Arc Warden, so there's no point in buying that. No point in Lich currently. Again, Pudge 3 is not going to happen. Bat Rider might happen eventually. There's the Mirana, that's great news. So what we're really hoping for, and we didn't even get close to, is Troll 2. If we had Troll 2, I think we probably win. But we didn't get it, and we're trying to get Medusa 2 or Troll 2. We got Arc Warden 2, that's kind of nice. Maybe I should be giving the Moon Shard over to the Arc Warden. Again, we didn't get a single proc item, not one. And that's really hurt us. Really hurt us.
Time to send the trolls a message. We will stalk you and we will end you.
They have killed my little guy, so he's doing silly damage. Look at that, Jesus Christ. Yeah, okay, so we've now beaten the top guy, so the guy that knocked our Aegis last time has now been sorted out. And that's largely due to getting the Hunter bonus with a level 2 Mirana and a level 2 Arc Warden. Those are quite big upgrades. We're going to need to get a little bit lucky now with the shop. We did not on the initial one, did not on the follow-up, and did not on that follow-up either. Anything there? No. So we're just relying on pure luck at the end here to try and finish up our Troll, our Medusa, or our Bat. Those are the only things that we're going to be buying from now on. We haven't got the economy or money to do anything else. So we need 2 more Bats, 1 more Medusa, 2 more Trolls.
They think they can win with that team.
And I need to decide whether I put this Moon Shard over on this Arc Warden or keep it on the Troll Warlord. It's really difficult to decide. You've got to love Titan with a refresher roll. Does his one have one as well? No. But we do have Medusa, who gets 2 ultimates off because of the bracers. That worked out very well. So our level of disable is just insane. If we look at disable time, ours is 23, 22, 13, 11, and his is 19, 9, 7. Like we've just disabled the crap out of him, and he has not. So we're now top 4. There's a good chance that if that guy wins, we'll be top 3. And so you can see that this was an example of a game that actually went really badly. I made several mistakes early on, missing interest points, missing 2 stars with a misclick, having some positioning mistakes for 2 or 3 rounds with a Shadow Shaman, for having we just got lucky there. We just got very lucky there. We're going to put the Moon Shard onto the Medusa. We're going to put that onto Witch Doctor so we can cast twice, I suppose. And we'll put that onto the Arc Warden so that they both have it. And we should theoretically spread out for this dragon, but I can't be bothered. So, lots of mistakes were made. We didn't find the Troll Warlord till really late. We didn't get a lot of luck in the early game with items, and in the late game, frankly, we didn't get... Yeah, like our items aren't bad. Think, like, don't get me wrong. We've got a refresher orb, we've got a moon shard, we've got 2 chainmails, we've got 2 braces. Those are all incredibly good items, but they do not fit the strategy that we are going for. So what we want is proc items, and again, we haven't got a proc item. That is a bit upsetting, to be honest. To not get a proc item again. So we're going to put the Eye of Skadi onto Medusa, because she can apply it to 3 targets. We're getting a bit lucky now with that Troll Warlord. If we get another one, that would be astounding. No, alright. So she's now got a bit more health and can try to apply this cold to everybody. Or do we go the other way? We go the other way. We're going to try and give the Troll Warlord a bit more health, and he can apply the cold to 1 target, and she'll just apply a lot more damage to 3 targets, and therefore get her ultimate a bit faster, I believe. Tricky to say. So we've been paired up against the top guy again. That's a bit unlucky, but we did beat him last time, so let's just hope that he's not managed to increase his power level too much. Our disable plan is going strong here. Looks like we're going to kill his Underlord, but he's going to kill ours, so that's a bit of a nil-sum game. And here it looks like we're finally going out, because I don't think... Oh, Medusa's kind of popping off a bit. He's got a level 2 Troll Warlord, and our Medusa is only shooting 1 target when she could theoretically be shooting 3. And yes, we're out. Okay, so we go out in 3rd place. So 3rd place for what was a very bad demonstration of the strategy, not only from the cards, items and so on, but also from my performance, because I haven't really tried to do it while also explaining it before. So apologies for that. But you got to see what we were trying to do. Now let's see it again. Let's just grab that, grab a new challenge. No, okay. Go. So we'll show it again, and hopefully we'll now get to see an example of what happens when things go a bit better, or maybe just a bit differently if things go a different way. So, early trolls, good stuff. Let's pop in the Batrider. And because we've got Shadow Shaman and Drow Ranger, we're going to lock that in, because they're 2 pieces that we potentially do want to see. And we only get 2 gold at round 2, so why not? None of that's great. We'll take the hood again.
I will rule from the shadows.
Batrider's the damage dealer, so we'll keep the hood on him, try and keep him alive. Shadow Shaman's a little bit more expendable and tends to do his job quicker, whereas Batrider needs more time, so having health regen on him makes more sense.
Rain blows upon our enemies.
Brooch of the Aggressor is not normally an amazing item, but these are both pretty bad, and it happens to be reasonably good on Bat, who has a very low mana cost of his ability and a very low cooldown, so it makes sense to take that. We will take a second Batrider. The Batriders do sort of stack with each other and are able to apply their buff quickly. So we'll pop that in. That's a very good start and gives us a reasonable chance at a win streak early on. So we might try and win streak this time. We'll see. And as for our third hero, we'll just grab Nyx because, again, as Robin mentioned at the start of last game, when you have the chance to buy a hero at the start, you theoretically should do it, even if you're pretty confident you're never going to play it. Why not? I mean, if we suddenly get 2 Nyx Assassins now, I would put a 2-star Nyx on the table. So, it's a mistake that shouldn't be made. all of this is pretty bad. Arcane Boots probably the best. The reason that it's bad is because my setup is not that bothered about quick mana, but we'll take it. Again, it's good to put it on Batrider because his mana pool is very low and so it activates very quickly. We'll swap him round so that he gets into there. We're going to move over to one side to try and protect the bats. We want people to run into this before they run into these guys. These guys are our damage. We're going to see if we can win this round. And we'll just buy up this stuff because we're not going to get 10 gold. So let's just buy up and sell up.
Make short work of these guys.
I think he's got 2 stars, so we're almost definitely going to lose. I don't see a world in which we beat 2 stars with 3 1 stars.
Trust in me and be rewarded.
If we're very lucky, we might kill one of the 2 stars just to save ourselves some health. No, alright, so we didn't have a chance in hell there. There was nothing we could do. We couldn't have hit any 2 stars. We didn't hit any 2 stars. He did. So we're now back onto the lost streak strategy again. Nice and simple. Even if you try to win round 4, it doesn't matter what you try to do. It's what the result is. If you lose round 4, then it makes a lot more sense to go into a lost streak strategy. So that's what we're going to do. So here we can easily hit the interest point, so that's what we'll do. And we will take off the Shadow Shaman to make sure that we're very, very likely to lose. And we'll leave the Batriders on because they might do a bit of damage and they might be able to just kill one unit and therefore save us some health. How late is it to go into the lost streak strategy upon losing? That's a fair question. I think if you won round 4 and then lost round 5, you'd probably still go into a lost streak. And if you won rounds 4 and 5, you'd be better off just trying to win. Because you don't want to lose rounds 11 and 12 in order to get the lost streaks that grant 2 gold. And those are the ones that you're after. You're after the ones that grant 2. Because it's 4 extra gold, which in the early game is such a massive thing. So I think that's my answer. So Tiny is an obvious one to pick up. Do we want to sell any of this to try and get... We'd have to sell... No, we can't. We'd have to sell almost everything to hit the second interest point, so we're not going to do that.
My strength is yours.
We get an immediate 2-star Pudge. My God, that's fortunate, along with Tiny. So this might be, well, very fortuitous for us. If we get a 2-star Bat and a 2-star Drow as well. Whoo! So our front line is coming along nicely. There is our front line. And then our back line is currently 2 Trolls and 1 Heartless. So coming along very, very nicely. Sadly, we've probably not put enough things on the board at the minute to kill much. So we're losing a bit more health than we should be doing because we've put really almost nothing on the board. So we're going to whack a Pudge just because he doesn't do much damage, so he hopefully won't kill anything and we won't go and win by accident, but he'll soak up a bit of damage and let the Bat Riders potentially hurt something and just reduce the health loss that we're taking a little bit, because you do take quite a bit of health loss early on. We don't have 6 gold worth of stuff that we're willing to sell here. We're not going to hit a next level, so we can use this free roll to take a look. And we get lucky again, which is nice. We've got 5 gold of stuff that we want to buy, so we don't want to do that right now, especially since we don't currently have space to hold it.
I'm feeling really good about our chances this time.
So we grab those. We're going to have to put one thing on the board, and we're going to have to decide which one of these we want to buy. I think it's pretty clear it will be the Shadow Shaman, as we already have one, and it's a really important part of our plan, where Shadow Demon's more of a filler. So Operation Don't Die and kill something is going fine so long as we kill this Underlord. Please kill this Underlord.
Don't forget to deal with the Underlords.
Marvellous. If we kill this next, that's a double bonus. Unlikely though, yeah. So we put something on the board, any old bollocks. And then we buy that Shadow Shaman, and we get the level 2 bat, as we wished. Which is great news. So we could now sell stuff to hit this interest point, but everything we've got here is great, and I have no desire to lose it. So when loss streaking, slightly more important to get good stuff than it is to get... now there's a chance we win if we put that on. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to put that on, just because if we met the guy, like the weakest guy, we might have actually won that, and I really didn't want to break my loss streak on round 8, which is a very important round. It's the first one where you get 2 extra gold for the loss. I'd rather just take the health loss and make damn sure we lose. We've invested in this loss streak, so we want it to go through.
Strike swiftly.
It looks like our bat's going to kill this Hobgun. Yep, good. So that has saved us a little bit of health, and we might even get this Slark as well.
Will know pain.
Great. Oh my god, are we going to win? Please don't fucking win. Come on now.
Oh no. Assassins.
Oh, what? The guy's, that is horrific. Just as we're talking about, oh, I absolutely don't want to win. So we absolutely didn't want to win and we won. That is awful news. That is really, really bad. Slardar is just better than Tusk. We're going to get rid of him. We're now into round 9. We need to try and switch to a winning strategy if we can. We are going to put in... extra front line, move all this, no, stay there, put this onto Batrider, put that onto Slardar.
You guys ready?
Oh, that is... the fact that we just happened to hit a guy that was weaker than my Gran, and we happened to level up that Batrider, but I took a guy off to try and compensate for it, and we even, like...
These nature lovers are insufferable.
That is really rough, that is really, really rough, and exactly on the round when we did not want to win. And so that's a lesson for you. Sometimes when you're trying to sort of just get that balance of not losing extra health, but making sure that you lose the round, just go even further. Just take everything off the board if you can. One of the main reasons I didn't do that was because my sideboard was full, so I was kind of half forced into putting more stuff on the board. But I should have considered selling something, or like, it's so important to lose those rounds, because now our economy has been pretty boned over what we would have had.
Time to get an edge on the others.
Yeah, really, really sad that was shit. Right, we've got the 3rd interest point, so that's easy enough. We've already got our board as ready as it's ever going to be for the loot round, so that's fine. We'll spend that, and we will buy that Slardar after the round starts, so that we've got our 3 warrior core, 2 troll core, and we're sort of ready to jump on Heartless as they come up.
Don't let up for a moment.
So here we're hoping for proc items or for armor items for our front line. Proc for the back, armor for the front. We'd probably take Smuggler if it came up, because we're only on round 10 and we're a little bit desperate for good items this time. Fuck. So we really do not need a second Arcane Boots. We're going to take 4 staff. It's dreadful. Don't take 4 staff. We're just getting a bit shafted here. So we could try and hit that interest point, and we are going to. So we're going to give up on our current Heartless because we know that the next hero that we're going to put on the board is going to be a warrior, and we're pretty confident that the one we'll put on after that will be the 2, try and put the extra 2 trolls in. And then if we've got a chance after that, we'll put in the Heartless. So holding on to Heartless for that long, when we could get the extra interest point this early, is incorrect. And so we are going to go for the interest point. Interest points are good.
You dare turn on one of your own.
Of course we're going to lose this round. I mean, this guy's not lost a round yet, and we've not invested much at all into our board, and he has. So that's totally expected and fine. Our health took a big hit. That is unfortunate, but there wasn't much we were going to do about that. So we put in our tiny. And we move our whole setup one along to get a bit more central. And now we've got the warrior bonus on the front line, so they've got a bit more of a chance of surviving. We're not going to be able to hit that interest point, so we can free roll. And we immediately get a level 2 Witch Doctor. Which is great. And we get our draw rangers back without losing the interest point for them, so that's great.
I'm looking forward to this.
And now we should get up towards 50 gold. This is a guy that's got almost entirely 2 stars and has invested a lot into his board. He's only got 21 gold, so his economy blows. And so we should expect to lose this fight pretty badly. It's a bit unfortunate for us that we've drawn these guys back to back, the top guy followed by the sort of bottom guy who's just spent a bunch. So we're going to take a lot of damage again. That's bad news. And we don't have an Aegis this time. So we might enter a bit more of a crunch point early on, we'll see. Nothing here, we are on 50 gold. Pudge is already 2, we don't need to worry about that. Slardar we will take, but it's not going to level up right now, so we just want the interest point. So we will hold, probably lose one more round, and then hopefully we'll start stabilising a little bit as we get to put more trolls on the table as we start leveling.
Let us fight! Let us win!
Now we're hitting a guy who looks like he's got a little bit of a weaker board. Actually, no, that's Druids, and he's got a Tidehunter really early. He's level 6 and he got a Tidehunter. What are the chances of that?
Back in the forest where you belong.
I mean, we're level 5 to be fair, but that's because we haven't spent a goddamn penny on anything but trying to get 2 stars and level ups. Our Pudge is holding down the...
My warriors are willing to die for me.
Holding down the fort. Are you sure it's 5%? I think it might be lower. At level 6, I think it's 5% when you're level 7.
Struck down their leader. Let the warriors watch as their friends die.
Like, it's our chance now is 0%. No, you're absolutely right. It's 5% at 6. You are right. 5%. And he hits probably the best tier 4 in the game. Well, no, except for Arc Warden. Fucking hell. Alright, so we hit the Slardar. That's a good little bit of news. Yep, I think we will pay for that immediately. We are then going to... We're getting hurt too much, so we are going to level up, get the free reroll at the higher level. Didn't pay off. We'll grab that Shadow Demon and pop in our Troll, so we get a bit of extra... disable in the team. A lot about this is about having a lot of disable. You saw in the last game that when my Medusa and Tidehunter and Shadow Shaman and Witch Doctor are just throwing out stuns and stuns and stuns, that it sort of allows our game plan to come online. So the more stun that we can put on the table, the better we're going to do, especially since it gives our Underlord time to heal us up and get her hype up and get a little demon shooting out a crap load of more arrows than he should be allowed to, and so on.
Must all make
so yeah, now we're sort of like, we've slowed the game down, we're getting to heal, we've got a lot of disable, and so finally it looks like we may have stabilised a little bit. And we'll hopefully stabilise a little bit more when we get our Troll 4 bonus, and then a little bit more when we get the Heartless 1 bonus, and so on and so forth. It's all about not dying, using health as a resource, getting your money up as fast as you can. We lost an interest point to do this. I think it was worthwhile. It didn't pay off massively, but it paid off enough.
And now we reap the
We're getting this by all my rage. We don't care about Witch Doctor 3 particularly. We're not that bothered about getting extra Heartless. We've got the 2 that will just give us the benefit right now. So we're just going to carry on with the level up plan and get more and more people on the board. We still haven't hit Dazzle. We haven't hit Dazzle at all. That's a bit of a shame because if we don't have the opportunity to get our Troll 4 bonus, we're going to have to just put in one of the Heartless. We've already got Pudge on the board, so that's great. We don't actually need all of these, we just need one of them. But I haven't yet decided which one I prefer, and I don't think it's cost me an interest point yet to delay that decision, so it might have done actually. If it did, that was a mistake. If it did, I should have just chosen one. I think we're going to go with Shadow Demon, probably, because he's a demon and he helps with the hype generation of our Underlord. But the moment that we get a better Heartless like Necrophos or Lich, we will swap him out anyway. If either of them were 2-star, I'd probably just take the 2-star because it's not really a massive difference between them. At this stage, Target Buddy is just starting to lose its value, and so we're going to go with Healing Ward. We've already got a bit of a front line, and I think just being able to heal it would be nice. As we saw, Shadow Shaman level 3 is a boss, so we'll hold on to that. And now we will put in that Heartless bonus. And also the Demon for the hype. And now we'll swap these two over because he will affect more people with his Arcane Boots, and we can slot more people in this gap. We'd love to not actually have her demon being healed, but this is just like this particular formation of warrior gap is probably the best for the talent choices that we've taken, and so we just have to accept that this healing here is actually a tiny bit negative. It's fine. He's still killing it actually. Oh no, he didn't kill it. Fuck. Kill the demon. Kill it. Kill it. No, we're spanking him too hard. Never mind. So again, we have a lot of disable, and that is what wins us a lot of the games. So 13, 9, 6, 5, 13, 12, 4, 0. So we had a similar amount actually. What was our damage like? Our damage was high. Oh, he's running Hobgun. Yeah, I mean, Hobgun's just bad, in my opinion. Healing 4,000, healing 480, yeah. Hobgun may have some very specific uses that I've not quite honed in on yet. Like, he's probably good with savages. People say he's good with mages. I really don't know why. I think she's better with mages. She's got a mana regen talent. Anyway. So, we are sticking to the plan. We've got our 50 gold. We've got our maximum economy, as everybody has by now, or they certainly should do, otherwise they're bad. But we're going to pump it entirely into going up to level 9, whereas some of these might be putting some money into rerolls. That's up to them. We are going up to 9 as quickly as we can and hoping to find this Dazzle, or, you know, even skipping past Dazzle and going straight to Troll Warlord. I'd be fine with that, but very, very unlikely to happen until the later levels. They've killed our little demon, so they will regret that. Unless they kill my Underlord very quickly, then this little demon is going to rip them a new one. Yep, the little demon is now going mental on them.
When the court of Restore stands united, no one can stop
Look at that damage, 9,000 from the little demon versus, yeah, he didn't even do 9,000 with his best hero. When we do get to a higher level, we'd love to get Tide Hunter as quickly as possible to replace this Tiny, because we've not hit the Tiny 2-star, and we want to get the scaled benefit. We've got the potential here to take four Heartless, and so we are going to just sideboard it for now, level up. And since we don't have anything really important to slam down right now, I'm not going to try and force by selling, you know, force this level 8. We're just going to let it roll around again and hopefully find an option that we think is worth leveling up to put in. Well, we're going to level up next round anyway, but we'd love to get a little bit lucky and find a 4-star warrior, a 4-level warrior to replace this Tiny, because he's a bit of a weakness of ours at the minute. Like, our front line does collapse a little bit faster than we would like.
trolls a message.
But he's playing Hobgun, so
Stop the
who gives a
trolls!
fuck? He's playing trolls, so we'd love this guy to get knocked out as soon as possible so that all the trolls get back in the pool. Has he got 4 trolls? Yeah, look, the only alliance this guy's got is 4 trolls. He is an absolute pain in our arse. So we've got 3 players going trolls this game, which is probably why we're struggling to get our trolls up and running as well as we were in the other games. So it makes more sense to hold on to this Heartless, and if we don't manage to get the 4 trolls, we're not fucked. We just modify our strategy a little bit. My god, we're just very good at this game, aren't we? Look at that. So there's the scale benefit and a much better warrior.
Well, that was
We
satisfying.
upgrade and pop in. What do we pop in? I'm going to pop in an extra Bat Rider, just to, not because he's particularly good on his own, but because he will increase the number of stacks for the other Bat Rider, and so sort of very quickly increase the level of debuff on the enemy team, and also the amount of damage that our 2-star Bat Rider does. The only other option that we could have really thrown in was a Life Stealer, one of these guys. Like, we're not going to get an extra level of Alliance, so it doesn't really help us in any way until we get Alliances. And so the only thing is, which Alliances do we want to take advantage of, right? So we could put a Tiny in and just take the another body with a lot of armor. Great. Or we can put in the extra Bat Rider for the extra stacks. And I felt that the extra Bat Rider and stacks was better. So our Anixis is just going to absolutely pop off. An Essex, sorry, I was looking at Nyx and trying to say an Essex, so an Anixis suddenly existed.
Perhaps it's time to show them something new.
Golem, and we level up again because that's the plan. Stick to the plan. We're trying to get to 9 as quickly as possible, and it looks like we're going to get there pretty soon, and then we can start sinking money into rerolls and try and solidify our board state a little bit. Our health is not drastic, so no need to immediately rush anything. Would be really lovely to see a Dazzle or a Troll Warlord very soon, though. Not having the Troll 4 bonus by round 20
There will be a massacre.
Reason to be a little bit nervous. We would love a proc item. This will be the 12th or 13th non-proc item in a row if we don't get a proc item here. And if we do get a proc item, hopefully we'll get to sort of demonstrate its power level in this list. No proc item, of course. In fact, absolute shit. So Smuggler at round 20 is a joke, and yet it's actually the best option of what we have available. So I'm a bit pissed about that, to be honest. We'll level up the Shadow Demon because we can. Get ready to go to level 9. We will pre-level. So it means we're going to take this 5th interest point here, and then when the round starts we're going to level up. The reason being that it means that our shop option at the start of the next round will be a level 9 offering instead of a level 8 offering, and that will give us a much higher chance to get those level 4s. That doesn't make sense. If you have something good that you could put on the board now, it's probably worth just losing an interest point and putting that on. But we didn't have anything that was particularly worth putting on. We could have technically got like an extra level of Heartless. That could have been strong, I suppose. But look how much Troll Bat Rider oil we've got. We've got max stacks on everybody within about 10 seconds of the fight starting. That means they're all attacking really slowly, and our bats are doing significantly more damage to them. So I think this double bat is paying off quite well.
We'll tear through your armor like it's nothing.
Our Underlord hasn't died, and our little demon has, so he's ripping everyone a new one. And we've now got the big demon out as well. That's madness. 17,000 damage on the Essex there. 6,000 on his. So whose talents do you prefer? I prefer mine. Necrophos, obvious choice here, I think. To try and fit in the Heartless. So now that we're able to get the Heartless, let's pop it in. I do like the double bat, but an extra level of Heartless is crazy. So a level 2 Drow is probably better than a level 1 Lifestealer. We'll put her in and try and apply her bonus to as many things as possible.
We are chosen for greatness.
We still haven't got the troll benefit, which is sad times, but we've got such a little healing block here.
There's nothing here to stop us.
I think we're gonna, yeah, we've killed their Underlord. We're gonna get our hype doubled. We're gonna get to the extra level and probably get our ultimate. Here it comes. Nice. So yeah, we're on a pretty big win streak here, 7 win streak. And we've pretty much come online. We do need that. We've got the 4th level of Heartless, which is massive. And now we've hit the Arc Warden. That's great news as well. We can hit this Necrophos and Lifestealer. Do we need a Lifestealer? No, I think we're going to stick with Drow. So we can sell these Lifestealers now. And continue to roll down and try to hit some important level up. So we're getting a bit closer to the Shadow Shaman and Bat Rider 3s. We've got Tiny, doesn't matter, we can get rid of him now. And we've got our higher level stuff starting up here as well. We could consider Mirana in case we get Medusa again. And honestly, I would consider that.
White Spire belongs to me.
Our level of healing is pretty disgusting.
Rush them. Yield to your betters.
And the fact that they've all got like a minus chainmail on them because we happen to have a double Heartless bonus is pretty handy.
The primordials mean nothing to me.
So yeah, we're on a good streak. I would not be surprised at all if we won this one. But it does kind of rely on at some point hitting the Troll Warlord. Well, there's Dazzle. I don't honestly think that matters at this point. I don't think we're going to end up putting him in. There it is. There it is.
Your enemies will regret coming here.
What do we put him in instead of? I think we put him instead of this Necrophos. So we've given up a Heartless level for a Troll level, but in doing so we've gained a Troll Warlord instead of a Necrophos, which is a pure upgrade. We could have replaced one of the warriors, but one of the warriors' Pudge is giving us the Heartless anyway, and the other 2 warriors are giving us the scaled benefit. So I'm not hugely tempted to do that right now. So we are likely to spend this game with 4 warriors, and we're going to try to go to level 10 now because we've got a reason to do so. We can either put in the 4th Heartless and sell the Arc Warden, or we can put in the Arc Warden and just not worry about the extra levels of Heartless. That would mean that we could take out one of Shadow Demon or Drow and replace it with a simply better hero. For example, oh no, Doom's in jail. Otherwise, Doom would be a great example of something where we could just throw in something very powerful in foregoing an alliance.
There is much I have learned.
So Medusa has come up. Alright, interesting. We've got enough armor, it would seem, so we're going to actually... I'm testing this out. I don't necessarily know whether it's correct, but we're going to test it out. I think that having Necrophos is simply better than having Drow, and so we're going to put him in. I'm keeping Shadow Demon for the hype benefit that he grants to my leader, and I think we will in fact sell the Drow. Yes, we're going to sell the Drow. We're going to buy that Medusa because Medusa is just good. And then I think we're going to start leveling up to 10. Yeah, we're going to level up to 10 because we're currently in a fairly safe spot. I don't think we're going to die anytime soon. And so I want to get to 10 in order to sort of fill out the 4 Heartless. Most likely. Oh, no, we're going to drop... I think we're going to... No, opposite of that, sorry. We're going to drop a Heartless. We're going to drop the Shadow Demon. And replace him. Would we just do that now? We get the Refresher Orb. That's amazing. So we're putting the Refresher Orb on Tide, obviously. We'd love him to get level 2. That's going to become a bit of a priority. I think our reasons for getting level... yeah, I think we're going to get rid of that. Yes, which means we actually want to roll down again. So we've kind of flip-flopped a little bit on the plan here.
But soon will splinter.
But we're trying to get Tide 2 because it's really important because he's got this Refresher Orb. And now we are going to most likely try and get Troll 2 as well, and Arc Warden 2, and all of these things that we're just trying to progress. So currently our reroll value is just really, really high. Like, look at that, even with a level 1 one, it's just fantastic. So our reroll value is very high, so we're going to reroll. This breaking of the Underlords companion talent that we took, so this one, Exploit Weakness. Like, it's so good occasionally because, like, if they've got warriors or knights or whatever, your companion just hits them and they just lose that bonus. They've just lost it for 3 seconds, which means that, you know, as long as they're not the only thing shooting that target just gets ripped to shreds. And I think it's a very strong talent, but it was up against this talent, which is the normal one I would take, which is a lot of extra armor for you, so you get a more survivable army. It's tricky. This is the higher DPS option, and also it can sometimes disable some tricky ones that they've got. So let's say they've got Warlock, and you don't want them to spread their Warlock heal. Well, they don't have it when you hit them with the Broken. They lose their alliance. So, right, we get Batrider towards what we want. We are going to roll down a bit because we actually want to make progress here. We're not getting it, so we're going to hold there. We don't want to go. We don't want to mess our economy up. We were just really hoping to hit one of these 3. Didn't get it. Or Medusa would have also been really good.
That did not go well.
I could theoretically switch Medusa out for a second Troll Warlord.
Oh, am I supposed to be scared of the Whittlefish people?
I think it might be correct. We've lost this one pretty hard. Interesting. Oh, I'm unclear on what I should be doing here. I think we want to do that. There are almost nobody with assassins going on. I think we might want to do that. Maybe that. Getting me to 10 wouldn't do much. I'm going to roll down again. We're losing interest gold now, but we are at a point where advancing our game plan is more important than just having pure value of money on the board. I'll check in a moment, but I'm pretty sure our value overall should be pretty high anyway. So let's have a look. We're 224. So yeah, we're ahead of most people except for this guy who must have done some early loss streaking stuff, I guess, and this guy who's been doing a lot of win streaking.
crush these insects.
That was an amazing Medusa ultimate. I really hope our little demon dies at the front there. Yes, he did. Great.
Bugs? You think I'm afraid of bugs?
Wow, we're getting nailed here.
You put them out of their misery.
Fortunately, our little demon did save us a good bit of health there. This guy's spent up a bit, but yeah, we are in trouble now. So we've ended up just under pressure out of nowhere because we haven't hit anything in the last 20 roll downs, particularly. Like we got a bat or something. It's not been good. We're not going to hit this most likely. We need to hit some of this high end, and we need to hit it basically right now.
Soon,
that'll do.
Enemies will know fear.
So that's made quite a big difference. Evening, Scary. We're going to sell this Medusa in order to try and salvage what little is left of our economy. And if we manage to survive this round, of course we hit the top guy immediately. So this will be a tough one to win. But if we do manage to win it, then we'll have salvaged an economy that's actually worth salvaging, which is amazing. He's got this troll warlord who is just popping off. Our Underlord is dead very early. That's very bad news. It looks like we're going out on this round. He's got a level 2 Medusa, and he got the proc items as well. Not getting proc items was a big contributing factor to this loss. And we get knocked out in Sith. That is a really poor result. Really poor. So apologies, therefore, for the somewhat shoddy demonstration of the tactic that we had. But at least I hope it gave you an idea of what we're aiming to do. So if we have a look at this game, we had a guy that was doing basically exactly what we were doing and was taking all of our Bat Riders, Dazzles, Pudges, Tides, Slardars, Witch Doctors, Shadow Shamans, like all the stuff that we were going for, he was going for exactly the same thing. So that basically halved our available pool. This guy, obviously, now I'm not suggesting that we got unlucky in the fact that people are going for Tide Hunters and Troll Warlords. If you have a look, this top guy was essentially going for what we were going for as well. If you have a look at a lot of these pieces, they were very similar to the ones that I've been talking about. But he threw in a triple Ranger thing, triple Hunter thing, which we did at the end of the game last time. And he threw it in a bit earlier. So maybe this triple hunter thing is something I want to keep more of an eye on. Maybe it's something I should try and implement into this strategy as a late game aspect. Going for Heartless, it doesn't seem to be as strong, but ironically it ended up with a better result. I think 4 Heartless is, in my opinion, a bit more of a, oh crap, I'm not getting the pieces I need, so let's just throw in the 4 Heartless for now. Yeah. Alright. Let's have a quick check on achievements and stuff.
We can work something out.
Yeah, pretty much everything's cracking on. I mean, you need to reach level 10 more often, need to just keep winning, and we'll eventually get those all maxed out. Alright. So, oh, wrong one. There we go. So I hope you all having a great evening, and that you enjoyed the sort of the ending to Evil Within that we got to do earlier, and then for those that stayed for the Dota late in the second part, it was good fun. Although, as I say, slightly disappointing results. Like 3rd and 6th, that's a bad run. That's not what we want to see. I will hopefully play some Dota on another streaming day and be able to sort of showcase the strategy a bit better when it's working well. That would be especially when we get some proc items. So if we get Maelstrom, Skullbasher or Daedalus, then with our massive attack speed we can hopefully take a bit more advantage of that and demonstrate it a bit better. But yeah, hope you enjoyed, and look forward to seeing you next week. I'll be back on Monday. Not entirely sure what we're going to do on Monday yet. We might consider starting another progression of some sort. We'll see. So Monday, Tuesday will probably be a progression of something. Don't know what it's going to be yet. Could be Evil Within 2, could be Tomb Raider, could be Code Vein, could be whatever. Wednesday is going to be Quirn again, so that's the puzzle game. And Thursday is going to be Darkest Dungeon, which will be like a 4-man co-op thing of a game that I'm currently unaware of. But apparently I'm going to get a very rude awakening to the wonders of Darkest Dungeon. So if you know the game, then you can look forward to my misery. Sorry, my voice is completely going, so I'm going to sign off here. Hope you're all having a lovely night, and if I don't see you before then, enjoy the weekend. Take care.